Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I'm Surbi and this is Perspective 360 Degree, your one-stop solution for current affairs, descriptive writing and answer writing evaluation. Today is on the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak. This is going to be a recorded session, so I will not be able to take your doubts live, but yes, you can post your doubts in the comment section. I see a lot of demands for the topic of MSMEs and a uniform civil code coming, so we'll be covering these topics in the subsequent lectures. For today, the topic is digital inclusion, and this topic will not be covered in the traditional format where we talk about the Digital India Initiative or what efforts the government has taken. We will be talking about digital public infrastructure, that you cannot have digital inclusion until unless you have infrastructure, especially that is accessible to public, availability of Wi-Fi, availability of smartphones, availability of digital gadgets. So we will be discussing this topic with respect to digital public infrastructure, because DPI or digital public infrastructure has been in news. If I talk about September, then Indian Express covered a article on this, calling it the story of India's digital revolution. And 2 weeks ago, TRAI extended deadlines for comments on digital inclusion in the era of emerging technologies consultation paper. So yes, it was not in news like 2 days back or 3 days back, but since we are preparing for the long run for phase two, then we have to be prepared for all the topics which are important for the nation and for your exam. Now, the relevance for RBI Grade B, you can relate it with role of information technology in banking and finance. Obviously, digital inclusion or DPI is helping us in banking and finance and developments in digital payments. Also, this topic remains important for English writing skills. For NABARD Grade A, you can relate it with social infrastructure, because digital gadgets, availability of digital infrastructure leads to human development also. So anywhere in social infrastructure, education, health, environment, and human development, you can relate this topic. And for SEBI Grade A, like direct correlation cannot be found, but yes, when it comes to financial inclusion in the finance part of your syllabus and in English writing skills, this topic finds great relevance. So first of all, let's look at expected question. Through this expected question, we'll cover the initiatives of Government of India for promoting DPIs. We'll also be learning what is digital public infrastructure, and we will also be seeing that how can digital public infrastructure be more inclusive. And do not shy away from giving other parts of other aspects of the topic, let's say by using some lines of your conclusion or your introduction. So what constitutes digital public infrastructure? I will be using the term DPI for this. And how has India pursued initiatives in this domain? Propose steps to enhance the inclusivity of DPI. So this is going to be for 600 words and for 15 marks. So this appears to be a very, very simple question if you know the topic. And even if you don't know it, let me, like make you aware of all the aspects of this topic. First of all, just sharing with you the answer blueprint, and our answer will be divided into three parts, that is introduction, main body and conclusion. So let's see how will we divide the content according to the three parts of our answer. If I talk about introduction, we will start by explaining the concept of DPI. We don't give explanations or definitions for concepts which are like very basic. For example, what is corruption and what is unemployment? We don't give such definitions there. But if there are technical definitions associated with something, for example, for unemployment also, you could have some data that if somebody is not working for 90 days or let's say 30 days, then she is considered unemployed. And similarly for DPI, here we have a technical definition and explanation. So we'll start with explaining that. Also, we'll talk about DPI with respect to India, what India has done to develop DPIs. That will also be your body part one, steps to develop DPI in the country. How has India pursued initiatives in this domain? So we'll be talking about some initiatives of Indian government in this domain. Then in body part two, we are asked to propose steps to enhance the inclusivity of DPI. So steps to enhance inclusivity of DPI would be your body part two. In the conclusion, we'll talk about some challenges in one line, that what are the challenges which are restraining or curtailing the growth of DPIs in the country, and then we'll end with a way forward. Talking about the introduction, but first of all, digital inclusion or digital public infrastructure should be clear to you. If you want digital if you want digital accessibility to all the people, the first thing that you need to provide them with a device, for example, a mobile phone, a tablet, or anything like that, through which they can have like access to connection, that is a Wi-Fi or mobile data. Then there are skills and skill support that is required. They need to be taught how to use a particular app, how to operate online banking, how to access their Aadhaar card online. So skills and skill support is required. Very important is safe online environment, because let's say if money gets stolen from people's bank accounts just because of the fact that they cannot use mobile phones, which happens from time to time, then that is not digital inclusion, that is basically digital exclusion, and we are creating a phobia of digital gadgets amongst our population. So here then the final thing is sustainability of access. Let you know, Wi-Fi connection should not be available during the time of elections only. It should be available for like 24/7 all around the year. All right, so digital inclusion contains these 5 steps. Include them in your answers, and our answer will be framed around these 5 steps. What is digital public infrastructure? Basically the infrastructure, physical infrastructure that promotes digital inclusion, or that is containing of all these steps. So anything the government does that provides people with devices, with Wi-Fi connections, with skills and support, with a safe online environment with the help of, let's say, data protection laws. So that will consist of digital public infrastructure. All right, so let's define it. First of all, digital public infrastructure helps you have access to many services which were earlier provided by the government in various other forms. So basically, it's like physical infrastructure only. Let's say your central bank digital currency. What is it? It is a, let's say, this is what digital public infrastructure. Let's say your Aadhaar card is there. Aadhaar or M-Aadhaar app is there. What is it doing? It is providing the same services which were provided with the provided to you in the physical format. The same services are being replicated in the digital format. So whatever services, whatever apps, whatever gadgets you're using, that is a part of some infrastructure, and that is digital infrastructure. When it is made available to the public, when it is in the public domain, then that is known as digital public infrastructure. So DPI refers to digital solutions that enable basic functions essential for public and private service delivery, that is collaboration, commerce, governance. So include your Amazon in it, include your, let's say, Arogya Setu apps in it. Every app that is providing you with digital governance in the digital format. Then there are DPIs are digital pathways that enable a seamless provision of essential services benefiting society. So these are 2 definitions that you can use in your answer for explaining DPIs. And you can also say that they replicate physical infrastructures. For example, the replacement of carrying an Aadhaar card physically is your M-Aadhaar app. Then these DPIs, they are digital. Again, this is a repetition here, so we will not consider this. Now, the very beautiful part is India Stack, and India Stack is something we've already discussed in one of our previous lectures when we were discussing fintech, financial inclusion. India Stack, what is it? Basically, it is a collection of all the services or all the APIs that the government of India is developing. For example, Aadhaar is there, Arogya Setu is there. So the COVID app is there for, online monitoring and online checking of availability of vaccines of COVID-19. So basically, all these apps which have been developed by government to promote digital public infrastructure in the country, they are known as India Stack. So India Stack is interconnected yet independent blocks of a stack. Each block ensures financial and social inclusion across sectors and benefits a diverse population. So it has multiple use cases, generates novel solutions that drive innovation, inclusion, and competition in the digital space. So that is your explanation for digital public infrastructure. Make sure that you mention India Stack whenever the word digital inclusion or DPIs appear in your exam. Now we'll move on to the let's delve deeper section, and here we'll understand the body part 1, that is steps to develop DPI. What has India done to what are the initiatives India has taken to improve in this domain. So steps to develop DPI, and most of these, they are part of India Stack, starting from Aadhaar. Okay, so Aadhaar was the first step of India Stack. Now we'll be discussing 9 initiatives here. You can curtail these initiatives to, like, let's say 5 or 7. You can also take these initiatives to, let's say 10, 15, but make sure that you write within the word limits. So starting with Aadhaar, then Digital India Initiative, PM Vani is there, Unified Payment Interface is there, CoWIN, Network to Villages, Bhashini, Sanchar Sathi Portal, Future Prospects. So basically you need just one line explanation for all of these, and you should be good to go. ago. So Aadhaar, talk about that it was launched in 2009. If you don't remember the date, that is okay. It is a 12-digit unique identity number for the residents of our country. All right, and it is issued to all residents. Do not include the word citizens because Aadhaar is for Indian residents only. It is based on biometric and demographic data and acts as a proof of residence. Then there is the Digital India initiative, very popular, which was launched in 2015 to improve online infrastructure and increase internet accessibility among citizens. Now, PM Vani is there. What is it to? To provide affordable internet connectivity in the country. Then you have unified payments interface, very very creative step by government, developed by NPCI. So very very creative, because previously what we had, if you had to transfer money from your bank account to, let's say, some other person with the help of a mobile phone, you needed to download the app of every bank, and interoperability between apps of different banks was not possible. So this unified payment interface, it was brought in by Government of India, and now whichever app you are using, whichever bank account, whichever bank you have an account in, you can actually take and transfer money. So unified payments interface, and to increase its interoperability for the people who have, like, let's say, feature phones only, they don't have smartphones. So RBI developed an app which was known as UPI 123, and with the help of that app, even if you don't have a smartphone, you can actually get benefits of the UPI interface. That means you can transfer money, and with the help of that app, you can also, take out money from ATM machines without actually using a card. So, what is it increasing? It is actually increasing the inclusivity of all this digital payment, digital public infrastructure in the country. So, UPI is a system that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application. This is just one line definition, merging several bank features, some seamless fund routing and merchant payments into one hood. Then CoWIN, cloud-based IT solution for planning, implementation, monitoring and evaluation of COVID-19 vaccine in India. Then there is Network to Villages. Bharat Net is the program of government that is, to provide internet facility to, I think, 1.5 lakh gram panchayats, or even more than that now. So the government has a target to provide 4G network to all uncovered villages of BharatNet by 2024, and that is known as Network to Villages. Then there is Bhashini, as the name indicates, it is related to language. So the government is building an AI-powered language translation platform which will support digital inclusion in India's diverse languages. Then you have the Sanchar Sathi portal, as the name indicates. It is developed by Department of Telecommunication to empower mobile subscribers and increase awareness about citizen-centric government initiatives. So all the you must be getting messages that, do you see corruption around you? If you see corruption around you, message us at this number. So all these citizen-centric government initiatives, they are promoted with the help of Sanchar Sathi portal. And future aspects, for example, open network for digital commerce, very important. This also we have discussed, that right now what we have is, you have players like Amazon, Flipkart, where digital commerce can happen and you have to pay them a fee. But in the coming times, when the government develops open network for digital commerce, you will actually be able to shop and sell your products online with the help of this open network. So you don't have to build a separate website, or you don't have to go to a private vendor to be able to sell your products or to carry out online commerce. Then you have Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, Agri Stack is there, which is coming up just like India Stack. So now let's move on to body part 2, steps to enhance inclusivity of DPIs. Now what can be the steps to enhance inclusivity of DPIs? First of all, I would say security is very much essential, because no matter how much awareness you create, security is one part of it. And only when digital security is there, only then people will feel safe to switch to digital, let's say, digital gadgets or digital services. Otherwise, they will still be going to the bank, standing in queues for the trust that they get from the banking correspondent. So now, first of all, start by saying that placing users at the forefront, that is very important, and making inclusion a key policy objective. Now there can be various aspects to it. The first one is prioritizing user centric design. Make if you have faced that problem that the previous generation, they find it very hard to operate basic simple apps like UPI because there are so many things. So user centric design, user friendly design, that is need of the hour. And any design that you develop, that should not increase the existing inequalities. For example, rural and urban population, there is a big digital divide between rural and urban population. So preventing such existing equalities between genders, economic groups, rural and urban population. Then give an example of RBI's RBI app, which is known as UPI 123 Pay, which I just explained, in the previous slide. And you can also give examples of countries like Nigeria, UK, Brazil, Estonia, which have actually developed a policy that emphasizing avoiding information disparities between region and communities. Basically, they're preventing this. Preventing to extend user inequalities to this point, which is not added here, at the point of security also, that digital security is very much required for people to develop trust in digital public infrastructure. So that also comes in your inclusion part. Now secondly, you have to identify the underserved target segments and develop special solutions for them. For example, we are developing agri stack, that is for farmers. Or you could develop, let's say, a separate app for let's say people who are not economically good. So you could give them solutions to develop their own independent businesses or things like that. So identify the underserved target segments, that is the first step that is required. Then moreover, monitoring the impact of DPIs on vulnerable consumers so that you can actually prevent them in the long run. And for example, the example we have taken here is of not economically backward people but of MSMEs. They have limited access to formal sources of credit. Now if everything goes online, the account aggregator ecosystem, it can ensure access to low cost, low ticket size, collateral free sources of credit by utilizing digital trail of all consented transactional data. So that such solutions for various sectors, let's say separately for women, separately for youngsters, separately for women, these have to be developed, and this can be developed only when you identify the underserved target segments. Now the third one is building engagement with the DPI. What does that mean? Do you see that whenever you use some UPI app, you get some rewards in return? Recently, the first topic that we took was on Perspective 360-degree, that was central bank digital currency. And there are friends of mine and me as well who've got that invitation to download the eRupee app to be able to access central bank digital currency or eRupee. So now banks, what they're doing to engage people with that particular app so that more eRupee is floated in the country, what they're doing, they're actually giving rewards to you for using the new platforms that the government has developed or RBI has developed. So that engagement is very much required. Awareness is required, yes, but engagement is required so that people this is a step that is taken by the private sector, and now the government sector is also coming up with it. For example, when you use UPI apps like Google Pay, you get scratch cards and you get awards in that. So you are more motivated to use the use this digital form of payments as compared to the cash. So to meaningfully adopt any DPI at the population scale, it is necessary to build engagement with DPIs, and that is not just necessarily awards. There can be other methods also. So offline channels should be considered alongside efforts to enhance institutional capacity for generating trust and awareness. For example, banking correspondents also, they can talk to people, and they can play a crucial role as intermediaries that banks rely on to expand access and usage of financial products. Like banking correspondents, they can generate awareness amongst people that you don't have to necessarily depend on us, or this is an app that you can use directly, and you can have access to your account balance, the FDs that you have put, or anything, any transaction that you're going to carry out. So not just using the reward system, but offline channels can be used here to build engagement with the digital public infrastructure. All right. For example, your doctor says that, from tomorrow onwards, you don't have to visit me on a monthly basis for a consultation. We can just, there is this app developed by government, and you get concession on that for getting consulted by me, and you can just get the consultation online, and that too at concessional rates. So, when offline methods or people actually nudge you, people who are experts in this field, in any field, they nudge you, then you can actually enhance the inclusivity of DPIs in the country. You can also talk about awareness here. Start with awareness, then talk about engagement. So these will be your 3 points with regards to steps to enhance inclusivity of DPIs. Now, giving conclusion points here in the question, we have never been asked what are the challenges to develop DPIs in the country or to improve the, let's say, the presence of DPIs in the country. So, in the conclusion points, kindly talk about the challenges in just one line only. For example, data collection and breach, that is the biggest problem. For example, apps like Arogya Setu, apps like Aadhaar, or any other app, for example, which you have downloaded in your mobile phone, they use a lot of your personal data. Your location is tracked many a times in, like, let's say, private apps, through private apps. And data collection is happening at a large scale without us even knowing it, and then breaches occur. There is, if you have heard about dark web, 99% of the data is here, 99% of the internet operates here on dark web, and you never know how that can be misused. A lot of people might suggest you don't post your pictures online, don't create IDs on let's say social media platforms. So that is all coming from data breach issues. Lack of adequate legal framework and accountability is there. Yes, we have data protection laws in the country. We have national data security strategy also of 2020, but again, clarity amongst the public, or a very big step which actually protects the public overnight, that is missing. And in the coming times we have to develop such a strategy. Then scale up local DPI initiatives by accelerating knowledge resource sharing to ensure that no one is left behind. That is your way forward. Prioritize user centric design. Now if you see, we are just summarizing the solutions that we gave in the previous body part. And foster equitable growth by monitoring the impact of DPI is very important on vulnerable consumers to prevent the deepening of gaps. Now, this is a sample solution which I have written for you. You can take, you can take help of this and kindly build your own conclusion. I'll read this out for you. In conclusion, DPI encompasses the essential technological framework that underpins a nation's digital economy and services. This is generally the definition of DPI, or a second summary of DPIs. India has been actively engaged in various initiatives to bolster its DPI, striving for greater accessibility and inclusivity. So this is the first body part of your answer. We are just paraphrasing it. That yes, they asked us in the question that how has India pursued initiatives in this domain. So you're saying that to summarize, that India has pursued a lot of initiatives in this domain. That is what it means. To ensure that DPI benefits, now you're giving a way forward, that it benefits all segments of society. It is imperative to take deliberative steps such as investing in digital literacy, expanding broadband connectivity, fostering collaboration between public and private sector. That is you're giving a way forward. So by adopting these measures, India would be future ready digital. India would be a country which has like digital public infrastructure which is ready for the future. So that's how simple answer writing is. Feel free to add more points, because digital India or digital inclusion is a topic where you can write everything under the blue. So feel free to add more points from your side to this answer. And I'm displaying the question again. What constitutes DPI and how has India pursued initiatives in this domain? Propose steps to enhance the inclusivity of DPI. Answer for 600 words, that is 15 marks. And post your answers in the comment section in the next 48 hours to get free evaluation. So you'll be watching this on Monday, 5 p.m. This video is being aired at Monday 5 p.m. So till Wednesday 5 p.m. we will be open to taking all the answers and we'll provide them free evaluation. If you want a reference, you can check out the previous videos in the live section of our channel for Perspective 360 degree. Also in the playlist section, the first playlist that you see is of Perspective 360 degree. So you can refer to those videos for let's say answers and answer writing evaluation. The PDF for this discussion will be available tomorrow morning on our Telegram channel, the link to which is available in the description. I'll see you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Kindly post your answers before that so that you can be given a very comprehensive feedback and you can improve your answer writing skills from here. If you have any feedback, the YouTube comment section is open for you, or you can contact us at hello@edutap.co.in or at this number 8146207241 for more engagement with EduTap and our courses. Thank you, take care, and all the very best.